Yo, what's good, guys? It's Austin here, or Luna. So the biggest simp in the world is back. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, a little while back I uploaded a YouTube video called The Biggest Simp Ever. I'll put a card on the screen if you want to go watch that first. I do suggest that you go watch that video first because this is basically a part 2 to that video. And if you watch that one first, you'll better understand this story time a lot more. But if you're not in the mood to go watch that story time, I totally understand. To give you a quick version of it, basically I had this old friend. He was the biggest simp in the world. We caught him spending thousands of dollars on OnlyFans, and he was stealing money as well from his friends. And he was trying to blackmail people. He was just a really crazy dude, and he was a huge simp, okay? Like the biggest simp in the world of simps, all right? Simp counter on this video. I don't even know how many. Anyway, today's story time starts off 2 days ago, okay? Very recent story time. Hope you guys enjoy this. Leave a like on the video if you do, and let's jump into today's story time. So 2 days ago, I'm at the store, okay? Just shopping, getting some things for the week, some food, just being a normal adult, stocking up on food for the week, grocery shopping, you know the deal. So I get some stuff, I check out, I buy my groceries, I go to my car, I stock the car up, I go back home, I sit down, and the first thing I do is I open up my emails and I check my emails, because I haven't checked them in a long time. So I check my business email, and it's just the classic stuff I get on my business email, you know, business offers and random spam and just a bunch of other things. But one email in specific sticks out to me. It was from someone by the name of Jerry Cinnamon. Yes, Jerry Cinnamon. And the topic of the email is open this email or else. So of course, without even thinking, I opened the email because it piqued my curiosity. I wasn't even scared or anything. I just thought the topic was so funny and like the name was so funny. Like I had to see who Jerry Cinnamon was and what Jerry Cinnamon wanted. So I clicked the email, I opened it up, and it's like this paragraph. And it basically said, "Hey Austin, it's me, aka the biggest simp ever." And then he said his real name, so I knew it was him. And he was like, "I just want to meet up with you, bro. I miss you. I saw your video about me. I thought it was hilarious. It was so funny. Like, let's link up, bro. I miss you." Now, even though I appreciated his email, I didn't trust him at all because back in the day when we were friends, I witnessed him try to steal from people I knew. And we caught him in the act, and like he just wasn't a trustworthy person. So as I'm reading this email, another email comes in from the same email. Like the timing was perfect. It's like he knew I was looking at my phone. And it's another email replying to that first one, and it says, "Don't ignore me, Austin, period." And now I get actually creeped out because, like, dude, it's like he knew I was looking at my phone. Like, for real. Like, the minute I opened his email and started reading it, he emails me coincidentally at the same time. Like, that's crazy. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should ignore the email or reply to it because I was worried if I ignored it, he might, like, try and find my address and show up because sometimes crazy people do that. So I replied to the email and I said, "Hi, this is Austin's management. We filter all emails that are business and non-business related, and the business ones go to him directly. If you have a business inquiry, please send it here." I tried to make it sound super professional and like he was talking to my manager. And he replied like 2 minutes later and was like, "I know this is you, Austin." So at this point, I'm scared. I'm thinking he has like some software installed on my phone. And he's just looking at me through the camera and he knows that it was me that faked that email. So I literally just put my phone on sleep mode and put it on the desk and just go to playing video games. Because I was not in the mood to deal with that anymore. Like, it was stressing me out. But sadly, it couldn't just end with me ignoring him and him going away. No, it couldn't be that easy. He wasn't giving up. An hour later, I get another email from the same email address, and it goes, "Hey Austin, since you don't want to reply to me, maybe we should meet face to face." And it has my address in it. So I know I said I was freaking out before, but then I actually started freaking out because there's this old friend that's clearly like angry at me, who's like a thief, and I don't trust him, and he's putting my address in this email. So I freak out. I immediately block his email address and delete all of his emails out of my inbox and just try and think that that didn't happen. I just try and like completely block it out of my head and pretend it didn't happen and that I never got an email from him in the first place, right? And try and go about my life normally. But I was still nervous he would actually show up at my house, so I called up one of my best friends, a friend from the first story time, a friend that simp tried to steal from. And I'm like, "Yo, dude, Mr. Simp Man, world's biggest simp, he's back. He's back in full simp effect. And he's trying to come to my house, man. Like, he has my address. He sent me an email with my address in it. Like, he's sending me these weird emails. And my friend was like, "Bro, say no more. I'm on my way." And no less than 20 minutes later, he pulls up to my house with another friend of his. And he's got his backpack with him. And he's like, "Yeah, bro, like, I got you. I'm here for the night." And I'm like, "Thank you so much, dude." And yeah, it felt good to have my friend there, having my back, in case Mr. Crazy Simp Man wanted to pop up that night and try and start drama like everybody else does in these story times. I also thought that since there was more cars in my driveway than usual, maybe Mr. Simp Man, if he came to the door, he would see that, and he would back off and leave if he tried to come over. So yeah, we just kind of played it by ear. We hung out at my house that night and thought that, he wouldn't come over, but we were wrong. So fast forward to like 10 at night, me, my friend, and this other friend of his are in my kitchen just eating dinner, and we get a knock on the door, and I immediately know who it is. I immediately, like without a doubt in my mind, immediately knew it was the King Simp. He was at my front door, knocking on the door to talk to me face to face. So I walk up to the door and I peek through the window, and of course, I was correct. It was him. And without hesitation, this is stupid, never do this, I swing open the door and I'm like, yo, you have 5 seconds to get off my porch before I call the police and get your ass arrested. And he's like, bro, whoa, like chill, man. I'm not here for any beef. I'm like, dude, you don't show up to someone's house at 10 at night without any announcement or any like warning. He's like, bro, I did warn you. I emailed you. I'm like, dude, you can't email somebody you haven't talked to in years and then show up to their house. You not see how wrong this is? He's like, yo, I had no idea, man. I thought we were still homies. And then he sees my friend standing behind me. He's like, yo, you're here too. Like, what's good? And my friend's like, yo, you tried to steal from me. Like, what are you doing here? And he's like, dude, I thought this was behind us. Like, I got help, man. Like, I don't steal anymore. And I was like, dude, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm so glad that you're doing good these days. But, like, you still can't show up to my house unannounced and without permission. Like, I didn't tell you that it was okay to show up here. Like, why would you do that? And he's like, I don't know, man. Like, I thought you were ignoring me, so I wanted to show up and prove to you that, like, I'm cool now and that things are all good. I'm like, man, the number one way to prove that you're cool now is to not show up at my house in the nighttime with no permission. And all of a sudden, he gets super heated, like just super angry. He randomly starts yelling. He's like, you know what, Austin? All this shit changed you. Like all the money and the fame that you got now, you're mad stuck up now. Like you're super egotistical and shit. And I'm like, dude, first of all, I'm not famous. Second of all, nah, dude, nothing changed me. I just would prefer if you didn't show up to my house unannounced and with no permission. It's scary. And he's like, yeah, whatever, man. Like, sure. All I'm saying is you cut off all your day ones. You left us all behind. And then my friend walks up and he's like, bro, Austin didn't cut off all his day ones. I'm still here. A lot of us are still here. You just attempted to steal from me, so we didn't trust you anymore. That's it. And you showing up here in the middle of the night makes us not trust you even more. And he's like, all right, whatever, bro. Fuck you both. And he turns around and he walks off my porch and gets in his car. And he just turns his car on, backs out of my driveway, and drives off. And while he's driving away, he throws us the finger. And I was just so confused. So right after this happens, me and my two friends just sit back down at the kitchen table and continue eating dinner. We were all just kind of shocked that happened. And my friend goes, yo, I can't believe he did that. I'm like, yeah, man, me neither. He's like, you're going to make a video about it? And I'm like, come on, man. Of course I am. He's like, I knew it. And I'm like, yeah, man, what should the title be? Biggest Simp Ever is Back? Or The Biggest Simp Ever is Back for Revenge? Or King Simp is Back? Like, what should it be? He's like, I don't know, man. Like, you got to think about that. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to put a lot of thought into this one. So, yeah, I guess to say the least, the Biggest Simp Ever is back. He was back for revenge. I mean, hopefully he got what he wanted out of that conversation. I mean, he like cussed at me and told me that I changed and cut off all my day ones and left everybody behind, but that's the furthest thing from true. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much end of the story time. I will keep you guys updated on the King Simp saga. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you all later. Peace. I'm like, what's up? They leave me out for the dead and